time that children misbehave because they don't know who they are, and it is absolutely true. Have you seen a king behave? Have you seen a prince behave? It is because they actually know who they are. So they carry themselves in certain way because of who they are. So if your child knows who he is, if my child knows who he is, they are likely going to behave better. So this month in the Visionary Parents Academy, it is about how to strengthen our children's identity. Now, let me share this video before we get started fully. So, self-identity. So what you want to do is to click this video and share already. Invite everyone, because today, like I said in the Visionary Parents Academy, this is the this is the most important thing you can ever teach your child. Nurture in your child an understanding of who they are, who they are meant to be, who they are, what they carry. Because when children understand who they are, I tell you for a fact that a lot of the things you complain about, a lot of the misbehaviors, they are going to be greatly minimized. There are things you do, you just say, oh, this thing is beneath me. So yes, when your child realizes, this doesn't define me, this is not me, this is beneath me, before your child knows that this is beneath me, before they will even know that this doesn't define me, they will their identity behave. Children going through drugs, teenagers going through drugs, they go, who you are. It helps you even as an adult. Stay in check it out. Now you see people, bosses in the office, the way they carry themselves, you will agree with me that the way the boss carries himself, the CEO carries himself, the director carries himself, it's not the same way the subordinates carry themselves. That is the truth. The boss wants to always show that I am the boss, I am the CEO, I'm larger than life. That is because they know who they are. So this is not about career path or about position. It's about your child being aware of who they actually are. So today, what I want you to do now is to get a biro, get a jotter, and begin to take notes. Then the other thing you want to do is just look for the share button, copy it, and invite people, your old school alumni group, your church class, your children's school PTA forum on WhatsApp. Share, invite them. Let's come together and raise children who know who they are, so that the world will be a better place. That's about self-identity, knowing who you are. Today is all about it, and this is brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy. It's a 1 month challenge we are having in the academy. Every day we have something, we have a task to help us nurture identity, a strong identity in our children. We have one task, or things you don't even believe, and ways you could help your children understand who they are. They are the things we actually touch in the entire month. And even the self-led academy is also about helping these children understand who they are, their purpose. Because if they know who they are, they will not fall for anything. They will not fall for everything. Yes, they will not fall for everything, because they know who they are. They've identified themselves. They know that not everything is for them. Everything and everyone are not for them. So they know exactly what they are doing. So it is what we are doing this month, helping our children strengthening their identity. So today, the whole of this month, all the Wednesdays in this month, we are going to be looking at helping our children, nurturing strong identity in our children. Today we are looking at the foundation. Let's start from the very beginning. The very best place to start, the foundation. How is identity formed? Now, whether we want to agree or not, from when a child is small, from when you give birth to your child, before they even start forming language, being able to speak, your child is already learning. They are learning how to react. They are learning a lot of things. They are learning that, okay, I am important, from the way you react to them. They are learning, okay, I can be trusted, or Yes, please. Plug my power bank. Unplug the phone, plug the power bank, please. Sorry. You know it's holiday. My 8-year-old just came back from lesson. And that was even why I didn't start the class on time. I wanted to make sure I opened the door for him so that I could get started. Sorry about that. Don't come upstairs again, please. Okay, so what are you doing? Don't put on the data, the Wi-Fi.
What else is it to Google something?
Google what?
Google my assignment.
Okay, you want to do your assignment. Don't. Okay, that's fine. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, so I was talking about identity. Even before before they start speaking, before they know what's happening to them, they are already forming their identity from the way you interact with them, from the way you respond to them, from their environment. Every single thing about them, they are forming their identity. Even the names they are giving. That's one of the things we did today in the Visionary Parent Academy. That was our task for today. Explain the history behind your child's name to your child. Explain it to them. You need to be in the academy. You need to be there. So if you're in the academy and you have not listened to today's voice, so please go and listen to it. Like I was sharing that how powerful a child's name is. Even parents, many times don't give names randomly. There is something behind the name we give our children. And many times the names are prophetic. Right? You will agree with me. The names are prophetic, or the names actually explains situations. I remember one time I went somewhere with my cousin growing up. Her name is Iji. In my dialect, Ijoja. That means I'm not an enemy of people. So I remember back then I was still much younger, and then someone was trying to say, oh, this name, does it mean your family is at war? That was what the person said. That the name, from his understanding of the name was a warring family. It was a name given to a child that the parent, the family, something, there's a battle, ongoing battle or something. I don't forget that. So yes, every single thing around your child is shaping your child's identity. Even before they start talking, their identity is already being shaped. Even your emotional response to them, when you respond to them, the way you respond to them, yes, ma, name shapes, absolutely, ma. When you respond to them, the way you respond to them, it's helps them understand, am I important? Am I a person's priority? Many times it's not actually what you say. It's not what you say. A king does not behave like a king because he's told he's a king. A prince does not act in a certain way because he's told he's a prince. It's actually because of the things around, the things he sees. They are the things that will make him behave like a king, like a prince. So many times it's not just about, we raise children every time. We have children. Many parents will give our children names. Oh, you are this, you are that, you are that. You are a doctor. We call them amazing names. At the end of the day, does our environment reflect that name we give our children? So when you give your child a name, like, I'm not talking about their name now you gave them, their birth name, even their birth name. I explained it in the Visionary Parent Academy today. Now, because of the task we were given, let me tell you one of the ways I actually carried out my task. So we're going out. I was walking my children to school this morning because I walked them to school and they come back on day. I was walking them to school this morning and I was telling my daughter something. I said, your name is Pearl. Pearl is priceless. Priceless. That simply means that, you see, they cannot put a price to you. No one can put a price to you. You are priceless. You cannot be bought. And then she said, that means I'm incorruptible. I said, fantastic. You are incorruptible because you cannot be bought. You cannot be bought. No one can come and meet you and use money to deceive you, use money to sway you, or you say, because of money will now be the reason you are lured. Money is now, I don't know how to put it. Money, because you want to make money, you start lying, you start cheating. It simply means that you can be bought. Now remember, your name is, you cannot be bought. That is your name. You are adorable. You are special, And I was telling her that. And one reason why you cannot be bought is not just saying you cannot be bought by words of mouth. Now, for you not to be buyable, for people not to be able to buy you through bribe, through anything, you have to make your own money. When you make your own money and you are contented with what you have, then no one can buy you. And when people around you realize that, this woman cannot be bought today, so no wonder her name is Pearl. No wonder her name is Pearl, priceless. No amount of money can buy her identity. That's even name, talking about name now. I'm explaining this to the visionary parents who understand exactly where we are coming from, because today our task was to explain to our children the history or the story behind their name and how the name is a part of them. Like what I said to my children, that even your surname is not a coincidence. Your surname, because I tell them that, see, God created you and put you in this family for a reason. This family is part of your story. You can't do life without this family. If you were going to come out from another family, you probably wouldn't have been you.
Just collect all that here.
Oh, mine. You know what? Sorry, please. Take. Tell the guy to give me his account number and his phone number.
Okay.
Write it here. Tell him to give me his account number. No, write it if I don't forget. Write it here. Collect his account number, his phone number, and his name. What are you collecting from him?
Account number, phone number, and name.
So that, tell him I would make a transfer to him. He should tell you the month. I think he's not been here for 2 months now, so I've not paid for 2 months. Sorry about that. Again, it's holiday.
Account number.
Phone number and his name. Sorry, it's the trash collectors are here, and I don't like. Just tell him account number, phone number, and his name. When I pay, I'll send him his WhatsApp number. I'll send him the evidence, and then he blots out my previous ones. Okay, sorry about that. So I was saying that so I tell my children that, see, you are not just here by chance. You were here. You were deliberately. Okay, boo-boo. Sorry, boo-boo. Boo-boo. Oh gosh. So I tell them that, see, you being here is a part of your story. Is a part of your story. You being here is definitely a part of your story. So you are not just here by mistake. So everything about you, your name, your surname, everything, they are part of your identity, part of who you are. So your surname is some kind of random thing. So I have a video in this class how to how to help your children, like pass your family values to your children. I'll look for it and I'll tag it here. I'll look for it and I'll pin it here so that you can go and check it out and watch that video. How you can use your surname to sell your values to your children. So again, I was saying that everything about the child is, before the child's identity begins to form from when they are small, from what you call them playfully, what you call them seriously. They are forming their identity. Whether your child will grow up and have healthy self-esteem, whether your child will grow up and have self-esteem that is trampled on, what you call them, they are all part of it.
No, she does not do business. She's the woman that is selling clothes at that place.
Okay, not me. The other woman. Okay, so lock the gate. Have you locked the gate? Lock the gate. Don't go outside, okay? Sorry about that. So everything, please don't come again. So everything around your child is helping your child form their identity. I'm so sorry. So about this. So whether as a parent you are intentional about what you do around your child or not, you are shaping your child's identity. So when you see people growing up, they become questionable character. You are wondering, where did it come from? See, I tell you, it is many times, it doesn't just happen from one day to the next. It is series of things you do or you do not do that go a long way to help your child shape their identity. I've talked about before your child starts developing language, they observe, they see things around, they know how things are being done, they know what is important to you. Of course, you know that your lifestyle actually helps your child shape their identity. Your lifestyle as a parent, how you live your life plays a great role in forming who your child is. Sometimes you are not intentional. Sometimes it's not even something you actually want your child to learn. Sometimes you don't even realize you are doing certain things. Now, this is why when I see something about my children I'm not comfortable with, one of the very first things I do is to go back and reflect and think, am I guilty? Because I know that if I am guilty, I'm saying that is the right thing to do. And very many times, friends, we don't realize it, so we don't know. We don't. I always tell my daughter, you are too loud. Can you just bring it down? Bring it down. Bring it down. You're always yelling. And I realized that me too. Like, I raise my voice. I'm not yelling. Angry. I just sound in a way that I remember where that came from. I remember where that came from. So I had to deliberately start my daughter. Okay, let's have a challenge, bedroom voice challenge. Let's do. So every time, the way you behave around your child, the way you respond to issues, not just issues to your child, issues around you. When your child misbehaves, you respond to it. You are shaping their identity. Let me share a story I shared with a visionary parent. So maybe more like crush. So one day she was in her house and she saw the boy talking to a particular girl. According to her, the girl has big breasts. She was 13 and she didn't have breasts at that time, but the girl was already busty. That was her word, big breast. So she now wrote a letter to the boy that, oh, I can see that you're always talking to this particular girl. She gave the letter to a boy. As the boy was going to give the letter to the boy, she sent the boy to the boy's parents, saw him, and they brought him to our house. You can imagine trouble in paradise. Everyone, see what you have done, see what you have not done, and all of that. So when after all the initial chaos and all of that, so they went upstairs to their family, to the house, and the father just told the mother, this is your daughter, attend to her. The father left angrily. The mother called her and told her that, see, do you know you are a queen? The mother told her all the nicest things ever, and the mother told her, see, as a queen, you don't go chasing boys. Boys are the ones that will come and chase you. She said that was one of, she said, and you wonder where my self-esteem comes from? One of her mother. That was it. That was misbehavior. She misbehaved. What did the mother do with the misbehavior? She turned it into an opportunity to build healthy self-esteem. She not healthy self-esteem. No, that was not the mother's intention. She turned it into an opportunity to give her an identity. If you read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, there's one of the principles there that one of principles of Dale that said, yes, ma, teachable moment, thank you, ma. One of the principles said, give them a reputation to live up to. Give them a reputation to live up to. The mom gave her a reputation. You are a queen, which simply means that from that day, she'll begin to see herself as a queen. Now imagine if her mom now treats her respectfully. They want to show the world that they are no nonsense parents. Feeling like, yes, I'm doing what is right. I'm a no nonsense parent. Your child, you are shaping your child, you are giving them an identity that they are just anyhow. And if they do anyhow, you start wondering, why are they doing anyhow? Because you have told them that they are anyhow by your words. So your reactions to your child shapes their identity. How you respond to your child shapes their identity. Children will misbehave. Children will ask questions. Children will do all sorts of manners. So how do you respond to it? How you respond to it is shaping your child's identity. Now, I always say one thing we say to our children. You are the center of my world. You are the best. Who really forget the fact that you have said it. what happens? The child begins to see that they are not important. If you, as my mom, as my dad, you brought me into this world, I am supposed to be your priority. I am not your priority. It simply means that I am not anybody's priority. I am not good enough to be someone's priority. Identity is how a person sees himself. How a person sees himself. So if you see yourself as something very important, a VIP, see how kings walk, royalty, they walk with their shoulders high. You know why? You see how princes walk, they walk with their shoulders high. It is because they know, they are aware that they are kings. So what does your child think he is? Who does your child think he is or she is? Who? Who is usable? Who is usable? People self-identity. I've talked about reactions, the way you react to your child. Your expectations from your child. Another thing, shape your children's identity. We have parents, you don't allow your child to take responsibility for themselves, for things around. They don't do things. For very many parents, oh, my child is still young, my child is still societies, your environment, what you model in your environment, they shape your child they shape your child, what your environment models. When we talk about modeling, it's not just about parents modeling things. The overall environment is usually neighbors that the children are exposed to, they are modeling. I have some kids in my house, 11 years, 3 of them, they have some kids in my house. And on Sunday, their mom met me and said, oh, the kids said they want to come to my house for the holiday. They'll come, she's going to work, they'll come because once, what happened was, they are my children in church, and they come to borrow books from me from time to time. That's about all. So they told their mom, I've never met their mom before. I don't know her. She's never called to say, oh, my children borrow books from you, or you do this for my children. You do this. She's never. So it's not a big deal. So until on Sunday she met me, I said, okay. Before they came, I gave them, even she was there. I told her I don't have any issue with them coming to my house. But they know when they come to my house, I asked them, when you come to my house, what have you noticed? They said X, Y, Z. I told them, I said, fantastic. Now, you see those X, Y, Z you have noticed? I am very strict when it comes to that. I am very strict. You won't have me yelling from up to down. No. You won't have me come downstairs and everywhere is turned upside down. No. So you see at it. Nah. So I told them, the mom was there. I said, the day you come, you break any of the rules, you carry your bag and you don't come again. Is it a deal? They said a deal. Their mom was laughing. And that is it. Because you are not the only one modeling to your children. The environment is constantly modeling. And then whatever you allow to them is something they should run with. Is valid. Is okay. Identity is formed. Your environment plays a great role in how your child's identity is formed. I shared, if you read my book, Understanding Your Child, you see where I shared my story. One of the reasons that I don't sell, like, when say bring materials for me to sell, many times I use my money to pay. Many times, more than 50% of the time, I just give out the goods. And if I have some money, I just carry my money. Or when people buy, just carry my money, send my money to her. If you've read Understanding Your Child, you will know where that story is coming from. When I was a child, I remember, was it my church I was selling my teenagers. I had friends, one had some money. I went there and took the money. I bought some goods, and to stop, I felt I needed to return the money back, because the idea was not to steal, the idea was to borrow. So I needed to return the money back. So unfortunately, they bought on credit and they didn't pay. So because they didn't pay, I thought of what to do. I said, okay, I was going to collect the money, more money, buy, sell. This time around, I was going to return the profit and the capital to make up for the money. That was my sincere intention. But guess what? Because I didn't sell on credit, they didn't buy. So eventually, I didn't have money to return. And that was how I was branded a thief. That thing, identity, because of that, nobody bothered to investigate. Nobody bothered to ask what happened, what led to it, and all of that. Nobody bothered about that. A misbehavior. The fear of being late, and that also killed my zeal, my the positiveness in. So because she was a queen, she wasn't going to run after the girl or the woman. She just got married last year at 42 or thereabouts. Confident, you know, daring, and all of that. So again, who is your child? Does your child know who they are? So the other friend, she told her something some time ago, that when he was much younger, she said when he was much younger, he said he doesn't like to be a boy, he would like to be a girl. How that you don't know? I told them that there's an angel of amen, that you say something negative to yourself, the angel of amen is passing, and the angel of amen will say amen to that thing, and it becomes your portion. So don't say negative things to yourself. Always profess it from. And she was telling the boy, that day you now said you don't like to be a girl, a boy, you like to be a girl. Do you know if the angel of amen was passing and said amen to it? That is why you are girly, and that is why boys are attracted to you. Now I now ask the boy, what have you ever discussed this with your mom, your insecurities, how you feel, and all of that? She said no, it's only one time when he was much younger, that people used to laugh at him that he was behaving like a girl. So when he got home, he started being more macho in his behavior. So he will walk with his shoulder high. So then I beg, stop that. Be who you are. Just remember who you are. Don't do anything. That was all the mom told him. Again, that was why I said it is not about just telling your child to from that to help him be confident in himself or anything. Nothing, no follow up, nothing. Many times it's not what you do once to help form your watch to Peter. Very many times we will operate on a particular level. Let's say on 50%. Guess what? Because you are not responsible for how your child interprets things, your child may talking that he turned out well, that he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, and all of that. We're just having a conversation. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. Now, this is a man I know that actually womanizes, and then he was talking about how the people he rode with in those days, the people that were his friends, like he was talking about top musicians and all of that, how they used to do a lot of smoking, how they used to do a lot of drinking. He wasn't influenced by that. But guess what? We all know what happened to especially musicians in those days. In fact, one of the musicians he mentioned, before the man passed, as at 80 something, the man had just, I didn't know the man was 80 something, he married a wife. He added a new wife to his number of wives at 80 something. So which means that those people that they were in his circle, they were people who disrespected women, who were changing women, and that was the part that impacted him, that shaped him. That was the part that shaped him. It is why, especially wives, I rather have my husband come home, drink at home, than friends, they go to bar. That's where they will start womanizing. When they go to bar, they drink with friends, they can be poisoned and all of that. And I will say to them, I'd rather have my husband not drink, whether in or out at all, than drink with friends outside, or than come inside to drink. You know why? From one bottle, they are telling your child that, okay, drinking is not a bad thing now. And what if your child decides to take that and they take it higher? The father drinks one bottle, or drank one bottle, drank 2 bottles, and that was okay. Now the friends, the children decided to take it higher. What happens? They drink 10 bottles, they fall inside gutter. They become irresponsible, become reckless with it. Because yes, you can do what you are doing, but you are not responsible for the level your child will take it. You are not. So it is what I always say to parents, see, once you have children, your life no longer belongs to you. In fact, if you are not ready, parenting should be a very important part of marriage. Before you even get married, one of the most important aspects we should discuss is about children. Because whether we like it or not, one of the primary reasons for marriage is childbearing. That is, it is what it is. I know always say companionship. God created Adam. For Christians, God created Adam, and he saw that it was not good for a man to be alone. And then God created Eve. I get all of that. But if you look at it, realistically, that is just theory. That is not realistic. It is just what it is. If you really want to be realistic, that is almost theory, because one of the major reasons people come together, it is why you see couples, they are together, they don't have kids. What do they start doing? Many times they are because they don't have kids. So yes, companionship is the original design for marriage, but hey, we also agree that companionship as the original design of marriage, it is when it's only true to the extent that you are intentional, you are knowledgeable. The main reason people marry is because of children. Procreate, have a family. So why is it that children is not a major topic? So before I met someone one time was telling me about the nieces who were just misbehaving, and she had to always go there. She had to stand as their mentor and all of that. And I was trying to say, okay, their parents should do. She was saying, no, their parents, no. Their parents are always like fighting. So I said, okay, the mother should make effort to reduce the fighting. And he said to me, it's not about the mother, it's about the father. Because I was trying to say, okay, because she was saying that the father is just a no-go area. The father is so unintentional, he's so close-minded, not ready to learn and all of that. So I was saying, okay, the mom should just make gradual attempts to bring the man in. And she said, nah, there's little or nothing she can do because the man drinks. So he drinks to an extent that when he gets back home, he starts misbehaving. So even when the woman is trying to be peaceful, she's trying to be calm, he starts in trouble where there is no trouble because he's under the influence of alcohol. So it is why even before we get married, we should talk about children, child raising. It is super important, non-negotiable in marriage. Again, as a parent, one of the tasks we have, one of the duties we have, one of the roles we have, if we actually have visions, we want to raise children that will make us proud at the end of the day. We want to nurture healthy identity in our children. You want to deliberately be super deliberate about who you call your children, what you call them, what you say to them, what to make them believe about themselves. What to make them believe about themselves. And making them believe, like I've shared, it is not just about words of mouth. It is your action. Your constant action is shaping your child's mind. It's telling your child who they are, what they deserve, what they should settle for, what they should not settle for. Your constant action. So you need to understand the kind of child you want and make sure that your actions constantly align, your environment aligns, what you call your child, what you do around your child aligns. And in the Visionary Parent Academy, we are taking it further. One of the things I absolutely enjoy in the Visionary Parent Academy is the fact that we have talked moments with our children. If you agree with me, if you're in the Visionary Parent Academy, that our challenge every single day, most of our challenge, 90% of our challenge, they give us opportunities to talk to our children. So if you are a parent who actually take action, every single day you are having meaningful conversations with your child. Last month was all about sex education. So every single day we had meaningful conversations with our children. And this week is about nurturing, strengthening their self-identity, who they are. Who are they really? Who did God create them to be? Look at it as a parent. You will realize that your children are good for something. They are not mistakes. They were created to be something. They were created to be something. And their totality, everything about them is what is a reflection of what they were created to be. I tell my teenagers in church, I tell them that, see, everything about you is a reflection of what we were created to be. I say, even as teenagers, your temperament traits, they're all part of your purpose. If you're a peaceful person, it is part of your purpose. If you are a bold person, it is part of your purpose. I have a girl in my church who is I call her busy bee. She'll be laughing and say, you are a busy bee. Why I call her busy bee is now, she's not being productive with her busyness. She's busy, she's restless, she's everywhere, she's talking, and she's not able to channel it right. Now I every single Sunday, I keep talking. I honestly wish her parents, they will support me. She's already in the university, 100 level, going to 200 level. That is good, that is fine. And she aspires to be an odogress. So I told her, what if you don't have an odogu to make an odogress? What happens? You can be an odogress and get an odogu to be, and you can be an odogress and make someone an odogu. She is someone who is capable of multitasking. That is who she is. Doing things. I told her, what do you do with your time? On the phone, nothing. TikToking, nothing. After school, I told her, I said, see, getting something, learning a skill, starting something by the way, will not come in the way of you. If you are going to make a first class, the thing you are going to do will not stop you from making a first class. If you're making a second class upper, getting yourself productive along with your education will not come in the way. And I always share a story with her of a twins in my family, in my in-laws family. Both of them, one of them was in school and she was selling, drop shipping and all of that. Guess what? She made a 2-1. The other one who was in school, she didn't do anything, just focus on school. She made a 2-2. So anything you do at all will not stop you. She is a busy person, a naturally busy person. And guess what? If she's not able, if her parents don't help her understand, see, this is your strength, this is who you are, she may use it wrongly and you wonder, where did it come from? Because she naturally, remember Apostle Paul in the Bible for Christians, strong-willed, stubborn, daring. What was he doing? He was doing the opposite. He was doing evil until he was arrested. That same strength he has was not channeled into something productive. He had the zeal, the passion, the strength, the restlessness, the drive. The same drive he had when he was in the world was the same drive he had when he was out of God. The difference is that he now uses drive differently. So help your child to be aware of who they are. Help them to be aware of what they carry. Like I always say to you, like I've said, being aware is not just in the one thing you say. It's in the things you say consistently, the things you do consistently, the way you respond to them, how you label them, your expectations of them, and everything. They will go a long way to help your child believe in who they are. It will help them know who they are before they even begin to believe in who they are. Now, this is why we have the Visionary Parent Academy. I encourage you, yes, it's not because I'm the founder, because I know that it's an academy that will greatly empower you. We have conversations every day, and we have opportunities to talk to our children every single day. So even if you're a parent, you don't know what to talk to your children about, every single day you have something, you have a task, you have a challenge. You go back and discuss with your children. This week, this month, we're learning about identity. Yesterday, we had a task to do something with our children, to share something with our children. So these are things that will not take you time. You can have your conversations on your way to school, like I did with my kids this morning. My daughter will come back. I'll do the remaining ones with my 2 other children. Give them the origin of their names. Give them the history behind their names. Give them how their names identify them. Give them the characteristics of their name. Teach them how to live up to their name. Tell them that their names are reputations. Their names are brands they need to live up to. We'll break it down to values they need to uphold to live up to their names. We'll break it down to everyday behavior they need to carry out to be able to live the value that is up to their names. We break it down to things that will make them not live up to their names. They will break it down to things that should help them live up to their names. So the Visionary Parent Academy is a place you want to be as the parents. It's a place you want to be. It's a place you want to be. Just drop a comment to ask how you can be part of it. And I tell you, it's a place that will be super worth your time, worth your investment. Should I begin to say the things we do then? Let's leave that for now. If it's only the family talk time we have, if it's only the monthly challenges we have, then it's a place you definitely need to be. So we need to deliberately strengthen our children's identity. Nurture it in them. Strengthen it. Create an environment that strengthens and reinforces it in them. At the end of the day, we will not say, we don't know this child again. No, this child is misbehaving. No, they are our children. We know them. They make us proud, and we have a role to play. Thank you so much for joining me. So before we go, let me give you a bit of an assignment. Let me repeat a few of the things I've taught. A few of the things I've taught in a form of you noting them down and going back to reflect on them. So I'm just kind of, because I've told myself from now on, every class we hold here, I'm going to give you something like an assignment, not necessarily an assignment, something like reflection. You go back, like a recap of the things, keynotes, then you go back, you sit down, you reflect, you can note them down, pause the video, listen or watch slowly, then you go back and then you now reflect on them so that you can take action. Because one of the things I always say to parents is that, see, it's one thing to learn, another thing to take action. If you are not taking action, your learning is a waste. It is what it is. If you are not taking action, your learning is a waste. It is only when you take action that you get results. So the first one is, what have I been repeatedly saying to my child? Is it good or bad? Who is there? Grace. Your noise is entering my class, please. What have I been repeatedly saying to my child? Is it good or bad? That is the first thing. I want you to sit back and think about, what have I been repeatedly saying to my child? Is it good or bad? Remember, what you say to your child matters. The name you give them. I remember when we were much younger, we had my niece, we used to call her Tutu Poyoyo. You remember the I Go Die comedy in those days when we were growing up, that Tutu Poyoyo means someone who is very ugly in his definition. So we took it and ran with it, and we're calling my niece Atutu Poyoyo. And guess what? The mom joined us to call her Atutu Poyoyo. In fact, I don't want to talk about how she made, because whether I would like it or not, these children, they begin to see themselves, oh, I'm ugly. So when they now see someone who maybe someone has called, oh, fine girl in their presence, they now see themselves as Atutu Poyoyo. This girl is fine. They are not fine. So it is one of the reasons why they will make poor choices. Let's leave that. So the next thing is, what do I want my child to believe about themselves in 10 years? Am I reinforcing it today? What do I want my child to believe in 10 years? Am I reinforcing it today? What do I want my child to believe in 10 years? Am I reinforcing it today? Sit back and ask yourself, what do you want your child to believe in 10 years? Because like I've always said in this channel, parenting is not about today. It's not just about today. Nah, it is not just about today. It is for the future. Because at the end of the day, you have just 18 years to be a parent. No, you are a parent forever. You have just 18 years to raise that child. After which, you start doing your things from a distance. Your child is independent. Even 17 years these days, because they go to, even 16 years, because they go to university. After university, you are still actively in their life, but you are actively in their life from a distance. Yes, I said to my kids that when I entered university, that was about it. I only went home to visit my parents, maybe at the end of the semester or strike. Then after that, I went for NYC. After my NYC, I went to Lagos. It was in Lagos I got married, and today. So if your child is going to be in the university at 16, it simply means that you have 16 years to be actively present in their life. But after 16 years, you are now actively distant in a way. It is what it is, So ask yourself, what do I want my child to believe about themselves in 10 years? Am I reinforcing it? You want to believe they are confident. You want to believe they can. You want to believe that it cannot be bought. They are priceless. You want to believe that they make impact. What do you want them to? It is not just about what you say, about what you do. About what you do, what you allow them, your environment. One of the things I deliberately do to my children, I just make them believe I trust them. I make them believe they are capable, they can. So when I have issues, I call them to fix it. Now, when I mean issues, I mean when I have maybe repairs. Sometimes I will meet them for just advice that are age appropriate. Which day? On Monday, I got in and my laptop didn't work again. I was using my laptop before I left the house that morning. I used my laptop to do a lot of things. Then I left the house about 8 a.m. So I shut down, but because the laptop was taking time to shut down, I just closed it and left. By the time I came back, I put it on. I had a class that day. Self-led was starting. I had a class that day. My laptop refused to start. My kids were still in school. They had not come back from lesson. I was like in distress, literally. My class was going to start by 3:30, and my laptop was not on, was not working. Everything I needed was there. That's why I was panicking. I called the guy that would fix it for me. He had gone to camp. He was telling me I should go and look for somebody else to give and see. I went to look for somebody else to give. That one told me, meanwhile, they had removed my battery twice. It still didn't come on. That one told me maybe panel issue, that I should drop the laptop. I told him that this is about 2 o'clock. This is about a few minutes past 1. Okay, no, it was a few minutes past 1. Because when I was going, I saw my kids coming back. I told him, if I leave it now, I said maybe panel issue. So what will happen is I should drop it. I should drop it. I said, laptop I'm going to use today. I should drop it, okay. So somehow, my spirit told me, no, don't drop it. Go back with the laptop. So I went back with the laptop. I tried again, it didn't work. So I just called my children and said, see what is happening, though. So my son said, okay, look good with your hair. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. I was actually going to carry my short hair. Then my short hair didn't fit my dress, It just, I looked so somehow. It didn't go with my dress, so I had to wear the wig that kind of goes with my dress. Thank you, ma'am. So I just called my kids. So yeah, come and see this laptop. I'm having issues. I don't know. It's putting me under pressure because my class is about to start in less than an hour, and this laptop. And that was how my son just took the laptop and he went, only God knows what he did. And he came back and said, Mom, your laptop is working. I said, what happened? He said, I removed the battery. I said, I removed that battery more than 2 times. How come it didn't work? And he said to me, because I'm a gifted hand. I said, fantastic, you are a gifted hand, absolutely. So I said, remembering the times he has done this. I said, that's true. You're really a gifted hand. Your hands are gifted, though. If you really need to put your hands to use some more because they are gifted, That is what I want him to believe in 10 years' time, that he has gifted hands, that his hands can do magic. His hands can do things. He was one who called himself that he has gifted hands. I said, that is true. You have gifted hands. And I reminded him of the times his hands have done things. He has fixed things around the house. He has done a lot of things. Even the hands he used to do a lot of things, His hands are indeed gifted, because I want him to run with the idea that his hands are gifted. In 10 years' time, he sees himself, I have my hands and my hands are gifted, so I can use my hands. So in 10 years' time, what do you want your children to believe about themselves? You want to believe they can't? You want to believe they are tutu poyoyo? Do you want to believe that they have to be odogress to make money? Do you want them to believe that, life is all about, for women, you have your body to sell? What do you want them to believe in 10 years? Number 3, how do I respond when my child struggles? And what might they believe from it? I talked about this. When I say struggle, I mean when they misbehave. When they are struggling with a particular behavior, how do you respond? What might they be learning from it? Because when they misbehave, I made a video here some time ago, the beauty in misbehavior. Look for that video and read it and watch it, the beauty in misbehavior. The beauty in misbehavior. I've come to a point in my parenting where every single thing is a win for me. Everything is a win for me. I don't go get headache over anything because it's a win for me. If I'm doing something, if my children come, if they come up, if they show up strong, they deliver, they do something well, it's a win for me. It simply means that my parenting is making sense. I'm actually seeing the result of my work. If they misbehave, it simply means that maybe I have more work to do. I need to go back to the root cause and see what is happening. So everything is a win for me in parenting. Everything is a win for me. That is what I expect it to be for you as a parent. That is what I expect it to be for any parent. Everything about parenting is a win. So when your child is struggling, when your child misbehaves, it should be a win for you. Your child's misbehavior should be a win for you. Let's go. Number three, am I more focused on fixing behavior or building identity? We've talked about this again. If Dayo's mom was focused on building behavior, on building identity than fixing behavior, her focus was building the child's identity. So what is your focus? Is it building identity or fixing misbehavior? The choice is yours. Reflect. So when your child misbehaves in the past, how do you respond to it? Did you respond to fix the misbehavior, or you responded to build an identity? Learn and do better. And lastly, if my child could describe themselves in 5 words, what would I hope they say? If your children could describe themselves in 5 words, what do you hope they say? Now, this is a reflection for you, and we have it. If you don't get it and you don't think, what you can do is to come back to the video, go to the end of the video, just speed up to the end and listen to this assignment again, or better still, go to the description and check it out there, so that you take action, you reflect, you know better, and you take action. I do hope that you have been blessed today. If you have been blessed today, again, what you want to do is to copy this link and share. Invite everyone. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. If you have not share the comment, send a comment. And most importantly, know that it was brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy, and we are open for you to join us for 2026 cohorts. We have an amazing community, and you are going to be greatly blessed. Your joining us is going to empower you, and you are going to be greatly blessed. Thank you so much. My name is Enimio Rebel. See you next time. Bye-bye.